Well, guys, it's another one of those aftermath time, and this time I've dressed up for a very special occasion. Everfree I've 2015. I'd say this one was by far the best I've been to so far. Granted, there's going to be more other versions of conventions that are going to try and raise the bar, from this one, so to speak. But honestly, this is going to be the best out of all the EFNWs I've been to so far. Reasons why I dressed up reasons why I have special wear for the occasion. I better go through the recap first. Surprisingly, there was a added day to my trek, because I was suggested to actually get my convention program book the day before the convention begins, which actually does save the difficulty of having to go through registration early in the morning that first day, but at least it gets one thing. Well, it did get one thing off my shoulders. I'll say that much. So first day. All I had to do was just show up, find opening ceremonies line, and that was it. I would build things up from there. And there was a surprise bonus after getting in line. Two of the community casts, Dr. Wolf and Josh, the Virus Joker, were making their way from the hotel portion of the building the event takes place in. And yeah, they were walking by the opening ceremony lane, of which I managed to been in prior to them coming out, and it was a real honor to actually run into those two relatively early, because the previous times I would usually run into a community guest VIP, or someone from the community, usually after opening ceremonies, but that was particularly special and an absolute honor to see those two. Surprisingly, Josh was cosplaying when I thought he wouldn't, as Captain America, and it was nice to have a chat with the doc before opening ceremonies, and it's just something I'm never gonna forget. Just something I'm never gonna forget, that first meeting. Oh yeah. Also, just like down in California, he was selling prints to benefit his friend Starbat in getting to BronyCon. Hopefully my 2 cents here should help him. I'm probably not gonna see the guy, but hopefully that helps. Probably not gonna see the guy until some other time, but hopefully that helps. Let's see if we can get more lighting here. So yeah. That first time, I'm never gonna forget it. Grab the print signature. Oh man, that was so great. Let's see. After opening ceremonies, of which I managed to sit in front of them. Let's see. What else is there? Let's see. something afterwards. This is afterwards me. So, I think after opening a ceremonies was some. I had some free time, so close thing I can remember. Also closest thing I can remember. Sat next to the duck, ran into Talons of Ice and Fire, another one of his artists. Quite surprised he could make it. What else? I think it wasn't too long afterwards that I got to meet Bonnie. Got to meet Bonnie as a girl, the creator of the original toy line. Something interesting about this year, it was a little more community driven as opposed to show and toy guest driven, but it all ended up wonderfully in the end. Gotta think what else was there. What else was there? Oh yeah, Comic Talk once again had Adventures in Voice Acting, a community voice panel. So that was kind of nice. And prior to that, went to the Anime Lessons, which unfortunately didn't open to questions, but it was interesting to see what he and the other guys go through. What else? I think day one's a bit more relaxed as opposed to the other two. A bit more relaxed as opposed to the other 2 days, but it was eventful regardless. I think the only other thing that happened that day was Punishment, which unfortunately didn't quite go as wanted, but they didn't say this. They didn't say the sets at least were. But at least the sets didn't disappoint. And that was good to know. So, that brings us to day 2, which... Oh, yeah. Another panel with Larson, and this one actually included several fanfiction authors, including Penstroke. Also day 1. Managed to secure Pen and the Doctor. Managed to get the Pen and the Doctor together in the vendor hall, and hopefully at some point Doc will tell me that the print has arrived at some point. Yeah, we actually managed to secure Dr. Wolf a physical copy of Past Tense. So that's wonderful. And they go to find notification. Let's see. Okay, getting back to Saturday. Day 2. I think it was a little more panel heavy as opposed to other other days. Well, I think the most panels came out of this. I think the most events were in the. I think the most events were that day. So after Larson and the fanfiction writers, which was for rookie writing, here's something interesting that happened to the panel afterwards. The John Delancey show. Kim Possible was at this convention. Kim Possible was also at this convention, and ran into her approximately. Saw her also early, but didn't quite have much didn't quite run into any particular interactions until much later, and back to Delancey. It was particularly interesting to the fact that in the question line, I was directly in front of KP, and when this child came up and mentioned her, I immediately pointed her out and helped her towards the front, and after which she showed him a shirt for the charity auction, which I didn't have any particular interest in, but regardless. It's so great knowing that that girl could get a senpai moment early. That was cool. Strangely, she didn't come in hugging until much later, because afterwards I was able to drop a question for Delancey, and it was a good answer. Probably one of the best answers I've ever gotten. So after that, grabbed Larson's signature. Also went through the vendor hall and grabbed a lot of it. Grabbed a pretty good haul, actually. Started out with, I am officially starting to put together a cosplay of my Pony OC. If you follow me on DeviantArt and Tumblr, you probably have seen so much emphasis about it. Haven't found wings yet, but this is a good start. And also, grab another button of Twiley. It was interesting to the fact that the guy selling these actually had the process right in front of us for all to witness. And also, custom cheese pie. Lovely. So after the stuff up there, this is rather unscripted, but hope I can try and refresh things. So it wasn't too long afterwards before Josh and KP. Well, KP would later have to go towards her scheduled interview with John, but I later attended the Josh and KP riffing the Generation 1 film, which was a lot of fun, and surprisingly, Alex the All-Tucker Flame made a surprise cameo in the form of Kid Icarus Uprising Hades, of which you can do a pretty good impression. I'll give him that much. So after which some more time with Josh, and grabbed his signature. And here's some more from the previous 2 days. Outrageous Chris was also there. Mostly for KP's sake. So that was nice. So that was cool. Afterwards, Ponystock Night 2. Again, since it didn't disappoint, but there were still some major missed opportunities. And so then that leads to day 3, which was a little more tighter, which could have been more tighter, but thankfully things turned out great. Managed to drop a question to Lee Tugger, as well as Tabitha St. Germain, one that I couldn't get to her back at Emerald City, but thankfully that kind of stuff worked out. The surprising thing is that part of that ended up going a bit towards Cape. Part of it ended up going towards part of the time ended I ended up missing a bit of the KP's Analyze panel, but managed to reach in for the last half at least. So that was good. After which I was surprised to learn that she's actually immune to hot sauce. If anyone wants to try that again, just watch out. Though there is of course the fact that women can handle hot sauce better than men. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers most everything up to closing ceremonies. The theme for this year actually relates to me a bit due to the fact that I often get nervous. Sighted when going to these things. I mean, it's great to meet your idols and whatnot, but don't you feel just a bit nervous sometimes before the big time happens? Well, regardless, this is definitely one of the best weekends I've ever had. Something definitely something for my history books. So, and like I said, grab a lot of swag. Hopefully, at some point, if I meet Tara, there's going to be extra room on this. Larson's signatures there. I was surprised they were giving these out for free, so I figured why not grab one. So yeah, this was great. So yeah, that was a great weekend. Definitely something I'll remember for a long time. Probably one of the best, if not the best. And I guess Crocodile City. When can we do this again?